Well, hey there, it's Elka, and welcome to another episode of the Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur Podcast. And I tripped over that, the Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur Podcast. Today, I am flying solo again. Jennifer's not here, but I am going to be talking about something that's near and dear to my heart because this is something I actually made up. And it is the 3 pillars that are the key to the creation of the foundation of your business. I have set these up in my own Zazzle business, and they were the key. They were the final stumbling block that I was missing after I'd worked hard and tried to do so many different things to make my Zazzle business work, which is a online e-commerce business for anyone who's not aware of that. And I've since made over $1.5 million along with Jennifer from that business, and she's used those pillars too. And that's the key here for you to now understand that it's not just a matter of adding some designs up onto the platform and making sure that you can sell those. The key is that you want to run this business as a long-term passive income business. And Jennifer and I have been doing this for over 14 years now. And the key is that couldn't have been possible if I wouldn't have had this business framework set up initially. And so today, I want you to hear that. I want you to hear that you need a business framework. And therefore, that will allow you to move to the next level in terms of developing your business as a long-term passive income business, not just let's grab a few sales on several e-commerce platforms, make $1 million and leave tomorrow. That's not what this business is all about. The key here is in this e-commerce space, even though it seems like fast-paced and if you don't get in at the right time, you'll not make money. There's so many impressions as to what it is that can happen in an e-commerce space, but we've proven all of those wrong. What we've done is have a nice 6-figure plus income every year that allows us to be working less, almost like less than 4 hours a month, but it's consistent income and it's happening year after year. And that's the key to having a fun life, right? We're not here to work. We're not here to, grab something quickly and then hope that it gives us so much money that we can live off of it for 10 years. That's like buying lottery tickets. I like playing the lottery, but I never assume that that's going to be my passive, long-term, consistent income. And so this is your opportunity to hear what we've done in our business to set up our business foundation, the framework of our business, using our perceivable, passive, profitable 3-pillar framework. And I'm going to talk to you about each of those. And you're going to be able to take away some points today that will allow you to start implementing those in your business, which is awesome, right? That's the whole point, is to have you also become more consistent with your business in terms of the earning power and the consistency of it long term, so you can create a profitable passive income so you can enjoy life. The fact that we only work 4 hours a month, if that, on our Zazzle business and still maintain our income is a joy. It's something that's very seldom that people get that chance, and most people don't believe that it happens, but it is happening for us, and it's happening for our students now. In fact, they're even crushing it even more than we are because they're still building, right? We're already in the let's just have fun phase. But for 14 years to manage to do this consistently in an e-commerce space that changes all the time, you bet your life that this is important. You need these 3 pillars in order for your business to be that successful long term. Now, obviously, right from the get-go, I can't make any income claim statements. You still have to do the work. This may or may not work for you, but boy, it is working for me. It's working for Jen. It's working for our students. And so give it a shot and let's move into this episode. Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you about why you need this framework, and I kind of touched on that already, obviously. And then I'm going to explain the 3 pillars that I keep talking about. What are those 3 Ps that I'm saying so quickly? I'm going to give you a chance to understand a little bit more about each one of them so you can implement them in your business. And then what can you do right away that you can take away from this podcast to start implementing? So I'm going to give you some pointers for that. Obviously, we cover this in 3 days of training, online business, 3-day training course called the Creative Entrepreneur Online. When you're listening to this, you're probably not going to be able to join us again because we've just held the event in June, on June 15th to the 17th, but you can still access the replay. So if you're really dead set on doing this before our training is again next year, you can definitely get the replay. And I know it's not a sales pitch. It's us saying, hey, I don't think you should wait a minute longer to get the full training. And yeah, it's taking 3 days. And that's just the implementation. That's the start. That's understanding it. That's starting to implement it. That's not even like you have to still do more work after that. It's not a done deal. But this particular 3-day event is actually like part workshop, part training, part coaching, and so even the replays are absolutely valuable, and I highly recommend that you check out to see whether you can still get access to those replays by the time you watch or listen to this podcast, depending on if you're on YouTube or on your favorite podcast platform. Okay, so why do you need this framework? When we start any business that's not like a 9-to-5 job and like we're moving from that worker mentality to entrepreneur, what we forget is that we're still running a business, except in fact, we're actually taking on even more responsibility than we did when we were working at our day job. And we thought that was really tough, and we took ownership of our work that we needed to do, and maybe even like got upset that the boss didn't recognize all of your hard work that you did extra. That usual scenario where you're giving so much of your life to this business, but then you're sort of handing it off to your boss or your company as to the whole structure of how that company works and how they actually pay you, right? Even though you feel like in your own world you're so much part of the business, you're actually not very much part of the business. And that's the slap in the face when you first start your entrepreneurial journey, because you realize, oh wow, there's so much more, and what I was doing in my day job was just a tiny little sliver of the overall running of a company to make it work and make it successful and have enough money to pay out people. So now when you switch to being an entrepreneur and you go like, I can just start this side hustle, it's going to be awesome. I'll have my own hours. I'll be able to just take it easy and do work when I feel like it, not when the boss wants me to. And then you realize, oh, I am the boss. I need to make that work, because if I don't make it work, then who is, and who's going to pay me? So this is when we switch. We get like really excited, honeymoon phase of let's start a business, let's do this, let's do that, and I'm going to make so much money, and everyone else is making so much money, and I can't believe that I haven't done this before. And then the honeymoon is over, and you realize, wow, if I don't do the work, if I don't have my business set up properly, I'm not going to get paid. And the objective of any business and anything that you're doing in terms of a creation of money, and that's why I did that disclaimer right from the beginning, and I'll keep disclaiming all the way through here, because this is so important that you understand that we can't tell you and guarantee anything for you in terms of money. But you can understand the principles of how businesses make money. And the way they make money is by having a solid foundation in their setup in their business. And for an entrepreneur, that may be different, right? It might not be, that you have an HR department and you have, accounts payable and marketing and a sales department. You yourself have to take those components that a big corporation has, and you have to add them into your solo entrepreneur business so that you can have those facets working. Because the reason that they have those departments in bigger companies is not because they have more money so they can start, spending it on stuff they don't need. those are essential components of a business. And so therefore, when you have a business that you want to have that's successful, you have to do the same thing. You're not going to hire like an HR person now. You're the HR person. You're the marketer. You're the salesperson. You're the accounts payable. You're the development team. You're the boss management team. You're everything. And so by having a framework in place, that's going to allow you to run your business. That's what this is all about, right? The one part that you're doing that's on, if you're a Zazzle entrepreneur like I am, then on the Zazzle platform, your biggest job is to continue to make designs that you can post online, and then you will sell them, right? That's the big. That's from, activity to earning money. Make the product, make the design, put it on a product, market it, and hopefully make a sale, so that then you can take that money and pay yourself, right? And I'm pointing to me because that's my journey. I put stuff up on Zazzle that's my designs, that are my original, unique, copyrighted to me designs, and I'm giving Zazzle the opportunity to license them because that's what they're doing. They're paying me royalties. And then I use that platform to put the designs up that I have onto products so that people can see them. I'm staging them. And then I'm going to market them to an audience. That's my marketing department for social media and Pinterest and all that stuff. And then I'm going to hopefully make sales, and if I've done my job right, and then Zazzle will pay me. And they're not my employer. They're just giving me my royalties, because they are the platform that I'm using, and they're allowed to use my designs, and therefore they're going to pay me my royalties. But that royalty turns out to be my business income, from which I can then pay myself for an income so that I can be that solopreneur. And so that's what we want to set up for you. But it's not just this little pattern of design on, product mark on the Zazzle marketplace, marketed, Zazzle pays me, because there's a big gap in there. Like, how many products do you make? What do you want? How many hours are you going to spend? Do you even think this is a platform that you can make this happen for you? What kind of things can you do to make sure that when you make that decision to put that design on a certain product, that it actually is the right product, so you're not inefficient, and then you can move forward and actually predict the income that you are going to get, which everyone goes like, what? You can predict the income of an e-commerce platform? Yes, you can. And then you can move forward into saying, I know that I'm going to make this consistent income every month because I've set up my business framework properly. And so even though, like I said, can't make any income claim statements, but I can guarantee my income, unless there's a outage and no one can use the internet, I can guarantee pretty much what I'm going to be making, not only this month, but next month and the month after, because I have my business framework set up to the point where it's a predictable income for me. And if I want to work more hours and create more wealth for me coming in every month, then I can do something about that. I know what to do in order to increase that income, which is unheard of really in the e-commerce space, because you're always dependent on people buying your things. But what we've done in the not only the course that we teach, the Profit by Design Academy coaching program, but also this creative entrepreneur online event, is those two together are key to building a predictable business income from the Zazzle platform, and also actually other business models, because it's basically business training, and it's just applicable and made very specific to the Zazzle platform. So the key here is that now that you understand the process, most people who come into the Zazzle space, they say, okay, well, all I need to do is put up thousands of products and I'll flood the marketplace and something will start to sell. And the more I put up, the more chances I have. So they're playing the lottery. They're like buying lottery tickets. And it's like, why? And literally, it's not because, like, when you're buying lottery tickets, you're putting money in. And it's not that you don't have the time, but do you have time efficiently so that you don't end up getting paid like 29 cents an hour for all your work? So that's the business management. That's the business framework. And this is really important that you realize that your time is precious. That's why you're actually doing this business in the first place, is that you don't want to work so hard anymore. You don't want to trade the hours for dollars. You want to have it go the other way. You want to have less hours worked, more dollars paid to you, right? And I don't even want to say the word paid. I want to say income flowing to you, because you're not getting paid a salary anymore. You're getting paid a royalty. And there's a huge difference, especially on the Zazzle platform, because that takes away the mentality of you being a worker. It means that now you own your business, and the reason that you are receiving income is because you are allowing Zazzle to use your unique designs. Huge mindset shift, and that's going to lead us right here into this next section, which is explaining the 3 pillars. So let's recap the first one. Why do you need a framework? A couple of reasons. You want to create a long-term passive income, and that has to be done by creating a core structure for your business. It's not just a fly-by-night kind of thing where you're trying some stuff, and if it works, great. If it doesn't work, you hate Zazzle. The second thing is that you want a predictable income. And that comes, believe it or not, from creating a business where you know how to manage it enough that you can actually create a predictable income from something as unpredictable as an e-commerce business. And the third thing is that we don't want to trade dollars or hours for dollars anymore. We want to have a business that is our side hustle turned into our full-time business while it's still kind of like a side hustle. Whereas we then, in the time that we have free, do the things we want to do in our life that are important to us, because we don't want to work so hard, right? Do you want to work hard? Give me an amen that I don't want to work so hard. That's awesome. Like this is really something you don't realize when you start. You think, okay, I have to work just as hard or even harder with my business that I'm starting as a side hustle. And really, it's actually not the case. And I'm just really excited about that, because we now have several students who definitely don't have the time. They start with 20 hours a month as their working hours, and they use all of our systems and frameworks and strategies, and they have managed to get to be the top earning students in our courses, and they're making the most money. They're making like 10,000 plus a month on the Zazzle platform, all with just 20 hours or less a month. But they've been building their business using our training and our strategies and our framework, including what I'm going to talk about here, to do that and to work efficiently, proficiently, and effectively, so that they can also predict their income coming in, because that's what they want. They don't want to work more than even 4 hours a month, let alone 20. And everyone, literally, I can guarantee you this, everyone who hears that goes like, that's impossible. But we already have 3 students who have already shown that. And 2 in particular are such variations of what kind of job they have, when they can work, and so on. And so it applies to people that are like different. It's not always just one type of person. And what I want you to hear is you need to see whether it's possible for you. Give this a try. Okay, so I'm going to take a drink, and then I'm going to go into the 3 pillars. And this is a overview. This is not a complete training. Like I said, 3 days worth. We spend 1 day on each of these pillars, and then you still need to go away and use a 30-page plus workbook to continue to build this up into your business. So this is just an overview, and if you want more help on this, I highly recommend you get that replay for yourself so you can get that training. Okay, so the 3 pillars are perceivable, passive, profitable. Now, perceivable is incredibly important, because you first have to believe, that's what perceiving is believing that it's possible for you. And this is a huge thing. And everyone's going like, well, of course I'm going to make it, I want to do this. I want to make money on Zazzle. Everyone else is doing it. I want to make money on Zazzle. But do you truly believe it's going to work for you? And this is the stumbling block, and that's why we spend a whole day on this in the online event, because there's so many money blocks. There's that transition from going to 9 to 5, from 9 to 5 to entrepreneur, people freak out. I did. I was like, I could do this. I'm running my, I'm really good at what I do in my 9 to 5 job. I get to my side hustle of Zazzle and I go, oh, that means everything is my responsibility. So this is going to happen to you. I can guarantee you this. How do you make it perceivable for you rather than you just panicking and leaving and going back to your 9 to 5? So put things into place, systems, work through the mindset blocks like money blocks, and where not just for fear-based blocks where you can't do it, but also fear-based blocks of success, right? Like what happens when I am successful? What happens when maybe that it works for the first couple of months. Like what happens then? Is it going to continue to work? And so this is one of the pillars that you need to really work on, because by using like this pillar, it has so many facets to it, and it'll allow you to have those things in place so that if you hit those fear-based blocks and doubts and things, that you can keep going, because there'll be systems in place, which we teach, that will help you overcome those, because you're going to always it's going to happen. You don't just like do one mindset thing and it's finished. It's an ongoing journey, and you have to continually give yourself credit that you're going to fall back, and then you have to get up and start again. Just like a child starting to learn how to walk, they fall down, they have to get back up. That's what you're going to do with your business. You're going to fall back a little bit, but you're not falling back way to the beginning. You're going to fall back a little bit, then you have to move forward again, and hopefully move forward even further, so that the next time you fall back, it's not as far back as it was the first time. And so perceivable is super, super important. Now, the other part of perceivable is knowing that it's not just something you just dreamed up, right? Thomas Edison, even though he believed it and it was perceivable for him, everyone else didn't think it was perceivable. Right? 10,000 tries, and he finally got the light bulb to work. Whereas you have a perceivable system. Zazzle, they've been around since 2000, before even 2007 when I joined. They are long-term. They are consistently improving. They're always gaining market share. There's so many people, including myself and Jennifer, who have been really successful on the platform. You also have the training from Jen and I that is helping other students who are now succeeding in, at this count, over $6 million worth of Zazzle products have been sold by our students who have taken our trainings and our coaching. And it just keeps increasing, right? So you have the most perceivable business model possible. It's just now you need to get the work done and the right plan and roadmap and training to make it all happen. So there's a couple of components, and that's what's going to make it perceivable. Now, passive is the second pillar, and that is really important because we want to set everything up so that we don't work more than 4 hours a month when your business is up and running. And you also want to make sure that you're not working more than 20 hours a month before that happens. So how is even that is an issue with perceivable, because you've got to get your head around that you're going to start to learn how to work more efficiently with your time, so that you can only put in 20 hours a month, which is a reasonable amount, and still be successful, because most people think that they have to put in a gazillion hours to start with, when really you don't. You might have spurts where you go a little higher, like harder at it, and then other times not. But on average, you're going to average out around 20 hours a month. And the reason that you can do that is because of all the systems and strategies and workflows and proven system, like money multipliers and whatever else I've called them in my Profit by Design Academy coaching program, that you get to download and follow. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. So therefore you can really reduce your time and make it a more passive income. And also the fact that you're making products now that you can sell years from now. That's what we've done with the Zazzle platform, and that's how you're building your wealth. It's like buying Apple stock. You buy like $10 of Apple stock back when it's first started and now it's a gazillion dollars. That's what you're doing. Every single product you make is an investment in your portfolio on the Zazzle platform, and it's got a chance to sell all the time if you do the right designs and position it right and market it right and so on. And that's what has to happen in that passive pillar, is you have to set up your business in such a way that you can generate that passive income for years to come, as well as the level that you want. All right, and then profitable, which is the third pillar, is the last part of it. Are you efficient enough, right? Are you working the hours that you should to make sure that the income you're getting is equal to a good salary for you? Not just the hours you put in. It's not an hourly rate anymore. We're not working hour for hour, right? We're not trading our time for dollars, but we want to live with a comfortable salary and that, or income, let's call it that. So what does your business have to do in order for you to get that money? And so that's where the profitable comes in, is you need to have that level of income being generated from your workers, which are your products, to give you that business income so that you can pay yourself a nice chunk of money, because you want to do things with it, right? You want to have a nice life. You want to pay off your debt. You want to go on trips. You want to be able to give back to the community, give to charities. You want to be able to spend time with your loved ones, whether that's grandchildren or whatever, or your wife or husband, spouse, sister, brother, friends, and do things that are not your routine, right? That you've worked on this business. It's now generating income that allows you to have a different life than what you had before, or replace your income because you didn't like your job, but you liked the income, and now that income is going to be generated in a much more perceivable way that fits with your lifestyle and is aligned with your lifestyle. Okay, so those are the three pillars: perceivable, passive, profitable, and what they mean and how you have to pull your business together so that it's sitting on these solid foundations. And as I mentioned before, that then allows you to have that lifestyle because you have the time freedom, also financial freedom, and also because this business is computer and online based, you can be anywhere, right? So you also have location freedom. And the last piece, which really always helps me, is I don't have to do my work at a certain time because someone needs it, or I have to, the money will only be flowing in if I do my work at a certain time. Sometimes I don't even look at Zazzle for 3-4 months because I'm busy. I'm doing things that I want to do. And so I don't have to be worried about seasonality. I don't have to worry about Christmas card designs. I don't have to worry about making sure I have my stuff in place before Mother's Day. Maybe I'll decide as a business owner that I don't need to sell Mother's Day this year because my income is already generating my products, my workers are already generating the amount of money that I want without me having to chase another dollar. And this is the most valuable for me because it takes my stress down to so low that it's just amazing. Okay, and so what can you do right away to implement these into your business? That's my last point out of the 3. And the first thing is find, for perceivable, I really want you to look and see what's stopping you right now. And like take out a notepad, journal it, and go like, what's stopping me from being successful? Like maybe you're already on the Zazzle marketplace and you're not making the money you want. Maybe you just finally, like you heard me for the first time and you're going like, who is this woman and why is she making so much money on a platform I've never heard of? But whatever it is, like if you're brand new and you don't know, then ask yourself, well, why haven't I looked for a business model like this that's allowing me to make money while I'm not working, right? That's consistent, long-term, passive, helps me with my creativity because it's fun too, right? My business is fun. I love designing and I'm not even stressed anymore about, will this sell? It's just like, I'm doing it. I'm putting it up there. And so I'm just enjoy all the time. And if your business and your current income source isn't allowing you to be in joy and love what you do, then journal about that and ask, what is it that's stopping me? Because otherwise you would have already decided to join forces. You should be, you would be one of our top students. So ask where the barriers are. That's your first thing. Second thing is for the passive, look to see if you're working a lot of hours on your Zazzle business or any other side hustle that you're doing right now, and clock those hours for a week. And also figure out how much money you've made from that, and figure out your hourly wage. It's sickening when you do this. I'm just gonna let you know that right from the beginning. But so figure out how much time you're spending and what money you're making from your side hustle, and then do the hourly rate calculation. So it's easy, just like the number of dollars divided by the number of hours, right? Yeah. So how much do you make per hour? Okay. And so that's your action step for that one. And then profitable is, this one's easy too. It's like, are you making enough money yet on your business to be to be profitable, right? So are you spending, like in my first year, I made $90 in my first year on Zazzle. I was not profitable, right? I was not making the money I needed to live, let alone to have my dream life. And so as much as that's not really a hard step, because you probably know how much money you're making, it's if you write it down and you go, this is how much money I made over the last year from doing this effort to try and make this business work. And then you're going to have like a kick in the teeth kind of moment where you're going to realize, oh, I've been like eluding myself, that I'm not making enough money. And I know it's a negative experience. I don't actually like giving people negative experiences, but this is the kick in the pants that you're going to need in order to understand that I need to, you're going to have this awakening, and you're going to say to yourself, I need help. First, do you want this to work? And so that's perceivable. Yes. Is it working for you passively right now? Probably the answer is no. And then profitable is, do you want to make it work? And if the answer is yes, then come and talk to us and see how we can help you. Because even though this isn't a sales pitch, it's just what I did, right? I go when I did $90 in my first year, I was so mortified, embarrassed, shamed. I was everything, but I had that kick in the teeth, and I said, I'm not going to let this get me down. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to say, I need a framework so that I can be a successful entrepreneur, just like Jen and Elka. That's it. And then we're off to the races. And then the next thing is, it's like AA, like you admit it, and then you say, okay, good. Now I just need help, and I'm going to take 100% responsibility for getting me there. And that's how I want you to succeed as an entrepreneur online, using the Zazzle platform if you want, but this is applicable to any business that you're going to run as an entrepreneur. And I wish you all the best. So take care. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.